Okay.
All right. So welcome back. Or no, not welcome back. This is the first one.
Are we gonna do the intro? We didn't practice for the intro.
That was the intro. I'm cutting that
okay.
in. That's hilarious.
Okay. What's up, you guys? This is Mrs. ReddX, and we got Mr. ReddX, the high one.
That's me.
The ochre smoker.
Okie dokie, smoky okie. So this is the first podcast, the first Mr. and Mrs. ReddX podcast. Been listening to a few podcasts, and I just thought, we'd see how we fare in this game, if it might become something, which I'm hopeful that it will, because, Mr. and Mrs. ReddX is a fairly popular dynamic, at least as far as we could tell from our YouTube channel, which, if you were unaware, is the genesis of all of this. We've got ReddX and Mr. and Mrs. ReddX. Check those out if you haven't, which I assume most people have, to watch the first podcast. People gonna be watching this podcast like 100 podcasts from now, and they're gonna be like, I knew them when they were small, when it was a good podcast. Now they sold out, man. They do the ad reads, man. I don't like that, man. And I'm like, I got a family to feed, man.
I love the confidence.
Come on. You gotta believe in yourself. Nobody else is gonna believe unless you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
That's basic.
That's what I say. I love the confidence.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it goes, and as long as we can stay consistent, then piece of cake. Piece of cake.
I love a cake.
Piece of pish.
It's sweeter when you make it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Put
when
your
you
love
made
into
it. Yeah.
But does it count if you buy like a Pillsbury box and you just like get some help from the doughboy?
Yeah.
The doughboy.
Doughboy.
The Pillsbury doughboy.
Yeah.
Or Betty Crocker. Or whatever you want.
I can't relate to you right now.
Well, I guess those are all American brands that they don't have. Well, they do have them in the Philippines, but they're expensive. Nobody uses that shit. So, there was a recent article in The Atlantic talking about pandemic amnesty. Saw it floating around on Twitter for a bit, and it seems like a ridiculous thing to me. They're like, look, both sides did bad things. And it's like, yeah, but one side did worse things. Everybody needs amnesty. Some people need it more than others, as far as I'm concerned. Do you think we should just forgive that pandemic amnesty?
I don't know. They're humans. And every human makes mistakes.
Yeah, they were just following orders, man.
Yeah.
That's what the Nazis said at Nuremberg, and they still hung them all. It is a violation of human rights, isn't it? To say, you present to me your medical history in order to come in here.
They felt so bad. Yeah. They've been in control with people's lives for too long. And then afterwards, they realized that, they wronged the people. And now they're like, oh, I don't know how to, apologize in a nice way.
Yeah, so let's both apologize.
Yeah.
So I feel better about apologizing. How about fuck you? How about, one side was like, oh, I make fun of you, you're scared, you wear a diaper on your face. The other side was like, if you don't get the jab, I want to take away your house and have your kids starve in the street. And it's like, one seems far off base. The other one is like, pretty off base too. But yeah, one's way further than the other. So if we really have to do like a whole pandemic amnesty thing, then yeah, I think one side needs to apologize first. How about that?
Yeah, I think they should, because unlike us, there's more people there who get affected a lot by, what happened. Like, so much people like, oh my gosh, we're scared, They started doing their job, and people are dying, and people get extra scared because, they're putting words on people's brain. And yeah, I'm so glad we didn't get affected by that.
Yeah. I mean, for better or worse, no matter where you stand on it, if you decided to, if you didn't, I really don't care about that, if I'm being quite honest. Like, personally, I don't think it was the right choice for me or my family, but that's largely because, nobody here's immunocompromised. We don't go outside very much at all. It's been how many years since COVID started, and we haven't caught it once.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, nobody in our family's caught it. So
We are immunocompromised. I am
God willing,
immunocompromised.
knock on wood. Are you immunocompromised?
Wait, hey, I've been pregnant. I'm immunocompromised already.
That's true. Yeah.
You are immunocompromised because you're a smoker before. So
I guess
we're
that's true.
considered, yeah. But the thing is, we're so careful, but also, yeah, there's a lot of people out there who,
Don't care.
yeah, don't care. So we're so glad we made it.
Yeah.
We're very cautious about everything.
It's just wild to me that there's been such a big backlash regarding the vaccine. I was laying in bed thinking about this last night. I'm like, why did they not have like a backlash against like the polio vaccine when that first came out? Everybody was really happy to see the polio vaccine. The answer to that is because polio had been ravaging the planet for millennia,
Yeah.
and finally they found a way to curb it. Whereas COVID, it's like, oh, it happened 6 months ago?
Yeah, now
Like,
we get a vaccine.
It's kind of weird, dude. Show me the science on that, I guess. So as far as pandemic amnesty goes, I don't think I've done anything during the pandemic that needs to be forgiven. I know some other people were really out for blood, but yeah, they're the ones that have to live with that. It's not up to me to forgive them. It's God,
I'll forgive them just because, yeah, we're still unvaxxed and we're living a free life, They're trying to push us towards the vaccination status, but we didn't push for it because, yeah, we live how we want to live. But how about for those who lost their loved ones because of the vaccine, and those who keep struggling with their health, health conditions because seems that the vax made them extra sick, something like that. Since they had the vaccine, they felt something different on their body. My uncles died after that. 2 of my uncles died because of the vaccine. So I would say I don't think his family members will forgive the government, of what they did. But for us who, who never been there, I don't think it's a hard thing for me. But yeah,
that's true. I really don't have a dog in the fight. That's why it was so fascinating for me to go through these threads on Twitter and see people just eating each other alive over it. This thing that's essentially, we've decided that you do what you want to do regarding it. You want to wear a mask? Go ahead. You don't want to wear a mask? Whatever. But yeah, it would be a lot more difficult if it had affected me more directly. Then I'd be like, yeah, I hope they burn right back. But as it is, I'm like, yeah, who really cares? But you're right. Some people do care very deeply. So I don't know if amnesty's going to happen. It really was just a stupid article from The Atlantic anyways. Like, I don't think anybody's seriously considering it, but it set Twitter on fire for a day or so. So
yeah, there's like a war against people and the government during the pandemic, and it's so sad that there's a lot of people who believes in the government and whatever they're saying, and then they put their life at risk. What?
It's just so wild to me that people actually do believe in the government.
In the Philippines, they believe in the government.
That's adorable.
Yeah, they're like, okay, I feel sick, and but whatever. I guess if you think this is the right thing to do, then we do it. They're like, oh, we're gonna go house to house to make sure everybody is vaccinated. I'm like, I'm not gonna sign up that form. I have the right to decline to this.
You want to arrest me?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we have to push people to get the vaccine. We're gonna do house to house and do the vaccine. I'm like, I have the right to decline on this, and they don't have anything to say about that.
because you're right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know their rights, which is one of the most unfortunate things. That's why people get pulled out of their cars by police officers.
No, you can't do that.
Exactly.
You'd be like, police is like, you step out of your car, ma'am. I'm like, if I don't want to, then you can't push me, or else that's against my rights.
Well, yeah, that's why they don't demand.
Yeah.
They ask. They're like, would you step out of the car? And if you do, then that's a lack of knowledge on your rights.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do it, just because they're,
That's sad.
I don't know, built to submit to authority or something like that. Like, even like the public school systems, they don't really build independent thinkers who are going to know all the rights that they have. They're building people that are good at following instructions. Like Bob's preschool the other day. He said the teacher said color the cloud blue, and Bob's like, no, the clouds are white. The sky is blue.
Yeah.
And he's 4 years old, very independent thinker, but yeah, going to public school, I'm sure they'll beat that right out of him. That's just what happens. Homeschooling's not a thing in the Philippines, so
He's a very independent little boy indeed.
yeah.
Okay, go to grandma, buddy. Bye. But yeah, the teacher is like, it's okay to take off your mask, Bob. So it's safe, And Bob is like, no, I wear mask.
Yeah.
Mommy said wear mask.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're in public, that's what we do.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very independent little boy.
Grandma will give me milk?
Yes, she will give you milk.
Yes.
Okay, go to grandma. She's gonna give you milk. Do you think grandma will give me milk? Oh, little boy. He is so clever.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell him to do things that he knows,
Are incorrect.
Yeah, are incorrect.
He will fight all authority. If he's been
Yeah.
told one thing, then he's like, I know this is true.
Yep.
Which, I hope they never get that out of him, honestly.
I love him
search
for being
what
like
you
that,
believe
yeah.
is true. So yeah. That's 10 minutes of talking about Amnesty. That flew by, right?
Yeah.
But we do have a couple of questions coming in.
Question.
Let's see. Our good friend Hydra Jerry from the Jerry Army.
Oh, Hydra Jerry. Yay, shout out.
How did you learn to stream?
Oh,
Any
that smell in
advice?
your mouth?
Yes.
How did you learn to stream?
You
wanna-
start.
No, you start. You started the ReddX channel. So you start.
Okay. As far as learning to stream, it was a very difficult process. I watched a lot of YouTube tutorials. There was really nobody encouraging me to start on the streaming thing. But it looked like fun. And yeah, I do enjoy it, and kind of had to motivate myself though through YouTube tutorials and a whole lot of Googling. And then I was sort of able to compile all that knowledge and pass it on to wifey.
Yay. You're a good teacher.
Yeah.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. Got a real short attention span for a teacher.
Yeah. He frustrates me sometimes, He teaches me one thing and just he disappears. And then he leaves me with bunch of crumbled things. So
I'm sure you got it, right? You got
I
it.
got it.
I'll see you later.
I always get it.
Right.
You know that.
I'll see you later.
But yeah, most of the time, like he's doing good with his thing, and yeah, he's not like a full-time teacher that will give you full-time attention, something like that.
Look, I will teach a man to fish. I'm not going to hand him a fish. I taught you how to fish. This is how you build keywords and SEO. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this is, I'm like, okay, darling, how to do stream elements, because Juni's talking about stream elements. And you're like, oh, check out these stream elements on Google. And you're like, okay, this is how you do. And then I'm like, oh, it's mixing up. Something like that. So I had to redo the whole thing. And I Googled and watched YouTube tutorials and stuff like that. And yeah, I did it.
There you
now,
go.
Yeah, now I set up my stream elements for Twitch.
Hers is even more advanced than mine, honestly. She made like custom voice sounds and like your Twitch really is impressive. I don't know how to resize that Capagen box. I don't think I'm interested in resizing it, but it would be convenient sometimes.
That's why I love Google. I love YouTube. You know,
I thought you loved me.
I love you so much.
But not as much as Google and YouTube. Is that right?
I don't fuck YouTube and Google. How about that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is a YouTube. It's a tube that comes... Never mind. Yeah.
I love you so much.
It's a tube for you.
Yeah. You motivated me to, do YouTube and do something else aside from just sitting and being a mom, forever, which, let's be honest, nobody wants to just be a mom.
You need to have something for yourself.
I need to have something for myself to help me, that makes me feel like I'm growing my soul every day, not just like sticking with something forever.
What a beautiful way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you did the garden. You
Yeah.
tell them about the garden.
I did my gardening again. Yeah, I'm doing my gardening again, and I feel like my heart is growing bigger and bigger every day. Every time I do something different aside from my usual things that I'm doing.
Enslavement?
Yeah, something like that. It's not just making breakfast in bed and lunch and steak for dinner for Red, I gotta do something different aside from that, you see?
If you want.
Gosh, you should do that too. It's something different. You make me breakfast in bread.
Breakfast in bread? Like French toast?
Yeah.
No, we could do that. The most I usually do is like a bowl of cereal. You want a bowl of cereal, baby?
Once every 2 years.
Right now. I'm terrible.
No, I love you so much. But yeah.
I'm doing the most of... If you want lunch in bed, you just stay in bed until lunch when I get up.
Yeah, I like YouTube. But also, it's so hard to take so much time, or it's hard to take extra time to do things that you love, especially if you have little kids, That's why we apologize that it took us 2 months to do another stream here in Mr. and Mrs. because, really, we're always caught up with the time,
It really do be like that.
The most time we could have is, when our kids are all in bed. At daytime, mom is here, so as I got a time, I got time to do outside errands and do my gardening and, cleaning the house and stuff like that. But yeah, everything is good. We're moving forward, every day we're trying to strive on something that we want to be in the future, Little step is better than no step, I would say that.
I uploaded the YouTube short.
Yeah.
I ventured on the TikTok at ReddXYZ. So, we're growing in our different ways.
Yeah.
But okay, that was a really long answer to one question.
Yeah, to wrap it up, mostly YouTube and Google. If you really want to learn about streaming and setting up a YouTube channel, how to, personalize your stream and stuff like that, just hit Google. Ask Google everything, and Google has all the answer to everything, including, is my neighbor good? And the Google will say, I don't know.
Human nature is generally good.
Yeah.
I would assume the best of your neighbor until I hear otherwise. Here's
Google,
one from
Google and YouTube.
Here's one from our email. This is from Fluxa.
Oh, Fluxer! One of my faves.
Hey, Red and Wifey, I love your southern accent voice, but what's your best Boomhauer impression? Love, Fluxa.
Boomhauer.
Southern accent voice like this one here. Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. Boomhauer. I don't know, man. Sometimes talking like this, that dang on in there, man. You get down there, click, and naked lady, man. It's just much as you want.
What is that?
This Boomhauer talking about the internet and how he clicks and there's naked ladies as much as you want.
That's a funny voice.
Dang old internet, man. Get on there. Like that.
I hope they can see your face while you're doing these
No.
voices. It's
See,
solely funny.
that's one thing that people get shocked by. They come by the Twitch stream and they're like, "My God, there's a face for the neckbeard voice," and it's like, yeah, I basically paralyzed the lower half of my face to do the voice. Just don't move your cheeks or tongue. And talk from the back of your throat. And yeah, I don't know.
It's amazing.
It all sort of works out. To do voices, you get your whole body involved into it, you know, and there's nothing saying that you can't like pinch your trachea to make a higher sounding voice, you know. You're voice acting, you're not regular acting. So do that, you know. Experiment with your voice as much as possible. Honestly, I'll hear like a weird voice in a cartoon show or something, and I'm like, could I make that voice? Or
You can.
I could attempt it closely. Usually, yeah.
It takes practice, but you can.
Yeah.
If you got a talent for that, then I think it's possible. And you do. So I think it's possible.
Yeah, most of the time it goes pretty well. I gotta be honest. I'm like, oh, I nailed that in the first try. And then sometimes I'm like, okay, well that definitely needs some work. But yeah, depending how much time you put into it. Like the neckbeard voice, that's from high school. I used to use it to make fun of some kid named Casey. I'd say, Casey, hey, Casey wants a quesadilla. Casey wants a burrito, a big burrito. And like, I was just an asshole in high school, dude. But I think everybody was. He was just like a big fat kid. He turned out great. Facebook suggested him to me the other day, and I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, looks like he's living a happy life. Good for him. You know? Everybody turned out okay, mostly. I think. And he probably does remember the neckbeard voice. I should probably send him a message and be like, I'm sorry, I was an asshole.
I bet you're so cool.
I was super cool. God, I was the coolest. And then you come to find out that
You're wearing your Cuphead shirt, you know, with your spiky, sharky hair.
and then you come to find out at the end of the day that being cool doesn't matter at all.
It does.
Nah. I think being smart is way more important. That's why I tell Bob. Bob's like, oh, look, I'm cool. I'm like, dude, don't worry about being cool. Be smart.
But it's better if you're cool and smart at the same time.
Yeah, but then you'll downplay your smartness in favor of coolness. Just be smart. Just be smart. Make a robot. That's fine. Facebook suggestions are a trip. A trip down memory lane. A lot of times we'll go and see Facebook suggestions and wifey will be like, oh, I remember this person. Even walking around town, that's like involuntary Facebook suggestions.
Yeah.
She's like, I remember that person. I'm like, yeah, give me the juice. What's going on there? Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
You got many dirty secrets in this town, let me tell you. But I guess that's how it is anywhere you go. I didn't experience much of that as a kid because we moved around a lot. I don't think we spent more than like 2 or 3 years in like any place at all.
Yeah, we're not very like, let's go to this and this and that and this.
Yeah.
We love the comfort of our home and the house, and yeah, me and you in the bed just talking, watching a movie, eating some, eating something.
Yeah. Something.
Like,
I do. But yeah, I mean, I think we're relatively stable. And I think it's because as a kid, my stuff wasn't stable. You know what I mean? Like, it did help me to become a funny person. Like, how do you make new friends if you move every 2 years? You better be funny. But yeah, it's something that I don't want to have to do to my kids. Hopefully the kids can grow up in the same city and
they're gonna do great. We're not that, like, oh, I wanna move to this and that. We're not kind.
Yeah, and then once you're old enough to do so, get the hell out of this city. Yeah, you grew up here, but now go out and be something. So
we don't move out unless there's legitimately valid reason to move.
What are some of those reasons, darling?
Like your caretaker is a creep and an asshole and a dog beater and something like that.
What about the one before that?
Huh?
What about the one before that?
A liar and a stealer.
Mm-hmm. What about the one before that?
We don't have a caretaker from Olongapo.
No, we just abandoned the house.
Yeah. The owner is so far away, we just, drop the money in his bank account and that's it. No caretaker to deal with.
Sweet.
But yeah, it's so hard to deal with a caretaker who, who doesn't respect other people.
Exactly.
Because that's where the problem starts.
So we're about halfway through our podcast at this point.
Halfway already?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah. Ish.
Gosh.
We can go over.
That
It
is
doesn't
so
matter.
fast. Let's, after our podcast, let's do like the comment comments thing. Yeah, let's focus on our live viewers.
Yes.
And see if they have questions to add and stuff like that.
Of course.
Things to talk about. Okay.
Next thing I have here is Elon Musk buying Twitter, which has just been a real show, man. Again, I don't really have a dog in the fight. Like, if I thought it was a good thing for free speech, I'd be cheering Elon Musk on, but I don't ever think that was the point. I think this is another ego trip for a dude that has way too much money, and it's already just really been super interesting. So now you could buy a verified checkmark. You know those things that were only reserved for actors, journalists, public figures before? Well, now you can just buy a verified checkmark and change your name to whoever you want. And so a bunch of people changed their name to like Elon Musk and bought the verified checkmark and posted things like, I like to eat my own duty or something like that.
That's hilarious.
And then this morning, Elon Musk comes on Twitter and just starts banning everybody that has his name with a verified checkmark. And I'm
Insane.
like, about that freedom of speech, huh?
Yeah, freedom of speech indeed.
It's like, I'm a freedom of speech absolutist. Are you sure?
It's a test, and everybody failed.
Yep, it's hilarious. So it's been a total mess. It started, I think he wanted people to pay $20 for the check mark, but a bunch of people said no, and he's like, okay, how about $8? Which I think is a classic.
We're doing business. He's doing business on everything.
No, that's his classic negotiating tactic. You start with something outrageous, and then you wind it back. You're like, oh, it's only $8. That sounds way better than 20.
No, buy 10 of them with your name on it.
Well, his argument is that this is going to cut down on spam and bot accounts because you have to pay for a verified checkmark or whatever. My argument is the verified checkmark's not going to mean anything anymore.
Yeah. Now it's just a trend.
Yeah, you can just get one if you want. I don't get it necessarily.
And Facebook, if people hardly buy that because you only get that if you're really that person.
Facebook, what? You
don't get that check mark unless you're a real verified persona.
That's how it used to be on Twitter too, and now it's not. So, do you think that Twitter is going to massively change because of that?
I think so.
What do you think will happen to the platform?
It's like a balloon with a leak on it, and that's the first leak.
Yeah, it'll get shrunk down to size. Well, that means maybe there's room for like new social media platforms. Well, Twitter wasn't really the one that needed to be dethroned. I think TikTok is, but
it's definitely like a disease that is starting. Like Twitter is it's a platform for freedom of speech. And then people started going crazy over it, and then Elon Musk is like, okay, ban. And there's the problem there, because yeah, as an owner of Twitter, you have to plan everything and come up with pros and cons. So yeah, surprisingly, you're not expecting this to happen. So it's his problem.
I mean, yeah. I don't think that he would have done it if he knew that was going to be the backlash, but you can never predict some stuff like that. The best thing to do would be to lean into it. Make a tweet that says, "Hey, that's weird. My name's Elon Musk too."
Yeah, that's scary. Especially if you're a business owner and somebody would buy the check mark and your buyers will think it's a legit account, and it's not.
That it's you.
Yeah, it's like an opening for more scams.
That's true. I'm the verified McDonald's account. Please buy me a Walmart gift card.
Yep.
What do you need Walmart for, McDonald's? What's going on?
Yeah, same with Facebook. If it doesn't have the check on it, I don't watch on that page because I know it's a copied page.
That's why I went and found Mike Tommy on TikTok.
Yeah.
I went to TikTok and I found her TikTok.
Yeah.
And now I follow her.
Yeah. She's on TikTok now.
Because it's one of the only funny things I've been able to find on TikTok. I don't know how TikTok works. I'm such a boomer. I search for like Reddit stories and stuff, and it's all like text to speech, which I guess is, I don't know.
I'm not a TikTok woman either.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm not very social. I have Instagram, and I only made that Instagram for Darman, so I could join his giveaways. And I won his $100 giveaways.
That was such a blessing when it happened.
Yeah. We're so happy. We celebrated when we won $100 for Darman. Like, hey, likes and comments and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I follow your thing and view your videos every day, which I'm still watching his videos until now. He's a good creator. He's great at what he's doing. But yeah, back then
he definitely has a formula. I wouldn't say he. Okay, I'm gonna make a video on it.
Back then,
a video trashing Darman.
Yeah, back then his videos is something is amazing, and we
back then.
Even now, but it's even better before. What I'm saying. Anyhow, we're going for that $100 because we need it so much. We're so poor before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and yeah. Amazing, we won. We're super happy. It's like we won the lottery when he's like, ooh, Brandon's 26. I'm like, it's me. Yeah. And
really cool.
So yeah, I'm not a social type of person,
It's a trip down memory lane.
Yep, I don't have TikTok. I only got Facebook. I have Twitter, but I don't say anything in there. I don't jump on Twitter all the time. So yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to check on me like in real time, like you gotta hit Facebook, if you really want to talk to me.
That's true. Even Discord, she's not on there very often.
Yeah.
I go on Twitter, but it's mostly to one, scream into the void, or two, promote something that I'm working on. But yeah, do you think that I should give out some free internet money?
Yeah,
in order to increase the brand? Do we have enough money to give out $100 to 5
not
random
this
people?
month. I check our budget this month, and yeah, we're pretty tight. We're still aiming some savings, but we'll definitely do, some internet money, but not as much as, at what they're giving away.
I'll give you $20. $20?
Or $1 per likes.
Then it's gonna get up into like thousands. There's some videos out there that have 10,000 likes. I don't have that money. I'm sorry. I didn't know what was gonna happen. Really, that's illegal to do on YouTube, anyways. It's against their terms of service.
You can't do that.
Mm-mm.
It's like buying your votes,
Yep. Yep.
Don't sell your votes. Don't sell your dignity.
Don't sell your future.
Don't sell your future.
That's right. Iboto. Iboto. Learn some Tagalog today. Beep, beep, beep.
It's 100 pesos. $1 is 57 at the moment. 57 pesos.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 57 pesos is $1. So, just giving away $1 is 57 pesos.
What if you're giving away 100 pesos?
That's almost $2.
There you go. That's the same
Why
way
you
I
have
look
to
at
put
it.
me into this?
Because I thought it would be funny. That's funny. It's I would have given the same answer, like $2. It's close enough. Fucking who cares?
Oh, it's
Well, we're waiting. It's $1.74.
You're so good.
That's I made that up. You just gotta say it confidently.
Oh, darling.
It's probably not that. I just thought I was being funny.
Yeah, 0.50 is 28. Let's say it's just 56, so 28 pesos for half a dollar.
This is what you tuned in for, folks.
Yeah,
Math.
we're not here for math, okay? Let's move on.
How about Aaron Carter? You want to talk about Aaron Carter?
Oh, so sad.
I know that affected you deeply.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite pop, singers from 90s, and I'm so sad. Those two brothers, man, yeah, they dig deep in every girl's skin, for sure.
Yeah, that's where it was going. Wasn't like they were good people or something. They were so hot. Oh my god.
And though.
You didn't see Aaron Carter near the end, though.
Yeah.
He was definitely having some problems, and
Oh, yeah.
holy hell.
He had a rough days, for sure.
Ooh,
Rough time, yeah.
it's real bad.
That's why, yeah, depression is a killer. And it's the number one killer.
Do you think it was depression, or do you think it was drugs?
It's both, darling. How can you overdo drugs if you're not depressed?
Easy.
Huh?
You say, hey, I really like this drug, I'm going to do extra, and then you die.
No. I don't think you have the guts to ruin your life if you're not, going through something. And,
Okay, but
yeah.
what came first? The drugs or the depression? It's like the
Uh,
chicken and the egg.
For sure, the drugs first, out of curiosity. And then the depression hits, and that's when you overdo the drugs. And usually people use drugs because it makes us, tingy happy, something different. Like, from super sad to like, ooh, hype train.
Yeah, drugs are pretty cool.
I miss hype train. Do they have hype train in YouTube?
No.
I gotta stream more, darling.
You?
No, you, with those explodies.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll stream something right now.
yeah, I think it's it's depression first and then drug overuse after.
It happens
Yeah.
from time to time. But yeah, they haven't released the cause of death, so you don't really know what happened yet.
Drug overdose probably, because they said they found him on his bathtub floating.
Is that where you go?
Huh?
I thought the bathtub was where you go to like cut your wrists open.
No, it's the bathtub is where you go when you want to smoke a lot while enjoying the warm water, you see.
God, we need to buy a bathtub
We could buy a huge
so I could die in the bathtub.
Oh gosh. Don't do that. We need like 20 people to carry you.
I won't.
20 Filipinos to carry
Yeah,
you.
fried peanut butter mayonnaise sandwich.
Yeah. It's like the bathtub is the place where you could relax. Ooh. And put some candle lights,
That's why I'm so unrelaxed.
and enjoy your butt bump. You drop that butt
I
bomb.
make my own bath bomb.
Yeah. Next time we go to Manila, we should book a hotel with a bathtub.
Yeah.
So we could enjoy there and do our thing there.
Yeah. Get real clean and then get real dirty. Yeah.
So yeah, it's super sad, you know.
No, that's just that's
He's
a bummer for real.
He's a very talented man, something like that. And yeah, I've seen posts of what's the Nick Carter. His, you know, another beautiful brother. Trying to make red jelly. Yeah. He said he wish, you know, his relationship with his brother is, you know, not downhill that time, but in his heart he loves him so much and deeply cares about him and stuff like that. So yeah, you could tell it connects to a family problem too.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know the history or anything like that, nor would I go down that rabbit hole, but fame is a really weird thing, and you can kind of see how it would happen. But I hate to see brothers get, like, estranged, you know? Like, Jesse went to jail forever, and yeah, that breaks me up. It's, like, still alive, but we can't really talk or anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's worse.
Yeah, family ties plays a big role of, you know, big role in mental health, something like that. Excuse me. But yeah, he could get drunk, you know. Maybe he's super drunk. Hi, little girl. Maybe he's super drunk and he jump in his bathtub and die in there.
Aspirated on his
Yeah.
own vomit.
No, you don't have to be aspirated on your own vomit. I heard a story about a person who gets super drunk in Boracay. Drunk, right? And jump in the shower after. And then, yeah, he started to have a seizure, something like that, and died in the shower. His body got super shocked, I guess, from too much alcohol in his body, and then jump in the shower. Yeah,
That's
died in the
really
shower. Yep. So it could be the possible, you know,
Jumped in the
scenario
bathtub, had a
too.
seizure.
No, not had a seizure. Maybe it's, I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's just, yeah.
Let's just throw some theories around.
Everybody does because they don't release the real cause of death yet.
Yep.
So everybody's making presumptions right now.
Well, it's similar to the mystery death of Trevor Moore, who he's like the lead guy on The Whitest Kids You Know, which is a sketch comedy troupe that I love, reference a lot in videos and stuff. And he fell off of his second-story balcony. How did that happen? Did he get really wasted and fall off? Did somebody push him
Probably.
off? He probably was just wasted, but
Yeah.
it's become like a big mystery because yeah, he survived the fall. He stood up and walked another few feet, and then he fell
Died.
down and died. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Maybe he's, you know, I don't want to think bad, but maybe he's high and he saw a field of flowers. It's like, oh, I gotta go to the flowers. Look, I'm flying, and then he didn't realize. He
Yeah.
didn't realize it's outside the balcony or something.
If you're doing something weird,
Your brain
especially
is so
by
different.
yourself, yeah, your
yours-
brain can run away with you, and I mean that's definitely not like, you know, dope. That's like acid or something. That's crazy hallucinogenic.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, it could happen. I'm not putting
But yeah,
that
to
as like
wrap
a
it
real
up, you know, we
possibility.
can make jokes about mental health and stuff like that because it's a, you know, it's a life ruiner for sure. That's why I keep telling you to, you know, to cheer up and be happy and try to be happy. We sort things out together, something like that. Because yeah, life is so precious. Life is so short, and it'll be sad if you just let it go and let your depression takes you. Because I love you so much,
I'm not gonna kill myself for fuck's
and you're
sake.
my life.
Thank you, honey.
I'm
I love you
romantic
so
right
much.
now.
No, I understand. I've had a rough few days and stuff like that, and it probably does hurt to see your partner hurting and know that you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, the air you breathe is the air I breathe.
I know, and that's why I do try to pull myself out of it. You know, if not for myself, then for your sake. You know, and I've been better the past today. Today I've been a bit better, but I know the past couple days have been rough for you, rough for me. But yeah, I'm just really throwing myself into YouTube and trying to make it happen. And yeah, if it doesn't happen to the level that I want it to happen, then I do have like a minor freak out. And it's really not something that can be helped, but I think it is just sort of human brain. Oh, everything's really taken care of. What if it's not anymore? You know, what if it all falls out from under you and, you know, we end up living in a box on the street? I know you'd love me in a box on the street, but I don't know.
We always make things happen, and
Yeah.
I keep telling you, like, you have to be grateful, and we have to be grateful with what we have now. It's the one step closer to being positive and striving, and make a problem, turning problem into a new opportunity or a new step up to something.
Yeah, that's what happened when the
Something
video got
new.
demonetized a couple days
Yeah.
ago, and instead of freaking out and trying to make another one super late, I'm just like, okay, day off, let's work on Life
Yeah.
RPG. Now Life RPG, everybody's had a sneak peek and thinks it's pretty good to go. If anybody else would like a sneak peek, I mean, hit me up on Discord. I'd be happy to share the link with you. But, yeah, I am working on, turning a bad situation into a better situation. No, it doesn't have to be a good situation, just a better situation. So, yeah, I mean, my mental health struggles have always been there. It's like a family problem from way back. No cancer, no diabetes, none of that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But
We have to be
mental and
grateful.
addiction problems.
And it is important for us to support our loved ones, our partners, everything. Especially if you feel like they're going through something. Like most of the time, they don't wanna share because they're afraid that they're gonna ruin your mood, or they don't want you to carry the burden that they are carrying. But really, just being there and try to support them, and hug them. A hug plays a big role in making somebody feel better, isn't it?
Yes.
A hug and a kiss, and some love making if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come in and you're just like, are you depressed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I
tell
am.
them you love them so much, and everything is gonna be fine. And
And everything is going to be fine.
yeah. Every day is a new day, and every day is a blessing. So especially if we have our family.
Amen.
Yeah, family is the most important thing, So with your family, you could definitely conquer everything,
That's true.
Yep.
I ain't scared of living on the streets because now there's 4 of us living on the street.
Yeah,
5 of us
exactly.
living on the
We're not
streets.
super sad anymore. Virtual hugs, indeed. Yeah, hugs to everybody who's struggling, depression, mental depression. If you need help, don't hesitate to reach on your family members, your friends. If you need professional, what do you call that, guidance, then don't.
Find a therapist.
Find
right
a
now.
therapist.
It's not a taboo subject.
Yeah.
It's something that I think everybody goes through. And I do think that it's really cool that recently, society's opened up to that fact that everybody goes through struggles and stuff. Because even in, 80s, 90s, early 2000s even, everybody thought mental health was a great big joke. You know what I mean? And within the past couple of decades, it's been really cool to see it, come up as something that you shouldn't be scared to talk about,
Yeah,
and you shouldn't be
exactly.
scared to seek help for. I don't necessarily take my own advice on that front. I probably should speak to a therapist or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks
One of
that
these days.
therapist is not a thing in the Philippines a lot. But yeah, I mean, everybody struggles. Everybody is fighting their own battle, our own battle every day. And most of us is so good at hiding it. Like, look at me, a happy person, but deep inside, you're just dying, something like that. You're just melting to your bones. But yeah,
Yeah. I saw an unsolved mystery on Netflix and it was about a lady, like I think she's 17 or 18. She disappears, and then she ends up getting hit by a train on the train tracks, and everybody's like, no, this couldn't have happened. It's an unsolved mystery because she was so happy, and
Yeah.
it's like you don't know her like through and through. Nobody really knows somebody else 100%. Like she could have been going through something that she never talked about and decided to go lay on the train tracks. Like I don't think it's an unsolved mystery. I think it's a tragedy that you weren't. I won't even say you weren't connected with your daughter enough, but your daughter felt so isolated that she would do something like that. So that was my first thought during that unsolved mystery.
Yeah.
I'm like, she did it to herself. They just don't know her struggle.
Yeah, it's so hard. Like, especially if people around you are used with a smiley face, you know? Like, you open up, like, yeah, on my personal experience, like, my family are used with me smiling and laughing all the time. And then, you know, like me, like talking about, I'm not feeling good. I feel down. Something like, you not feeling good? No way, you know, stuff like that. It's so hard to open up on something like emotional part if your family or your friends around you are used with you being a clown all the time.
That's true.
You
Sometimes
know?
I'll say some serious shit and people are like,
Yeah.
it's just a joke. That's just Dayton. That's just Red. He tells jokes. I'm like, really, it's not a joke, but okay.
That's why instead of like, opening up to them, you just keep it to yourself. And that's when, the struggle starts. Like,
well, I will say Philippines culture is way, way different. Hey! Shut it! Yeah, Philippines culture is way different than American culture. American culture, they do recognize mental health as a thing. Philippines culture often kind of writes it off.
They're like, oh, you feel bad, too bad,
Yeah. Everybody feels bad.
Yeah.
Suck it up. It's like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
My mom is like that. It's like, oh, you're going through something, you feel bad, stand up, pack your shit, you can do it.
Mhm.
Something like that.
Yeah, which, I mean, it can be applicable advice, Sometimes you don't feel better by feeling bad, Sometimes you do need to fake it till you make it. But there are times that it's just, it weighs down on you. It's so overwhelming. You're like, I don't even want to get out of bed. And it's like, well, you know all the steps to solve your problem, but just like cutting off your nose to spite your face, you're like, I'm not even going to take the first step because I'm not worth solving the problem. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's a hard place to be. And it comes in waves. Sometimes I can suck it up, and sometimes I just can't. I'm like, okay, fuck this, Who cares? But people do care, My wife cares, my kids care. We've got a big audience of people that cares, so yeah of course I carry on,
And that's what I love about us too. Like, I used to be like, suck it all for myself, like keep it to myself, and now I have shoulder to cry on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, if I need some, hugs and kisses, I'll be like, darling, I'm not feeling good. Please make me happy, Please make me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have each other, and it plays a huge part of getting through everything.
It's nice to be able to travel with somebody. You travel, what is that? You travel faster alone, but you travel stronger together or something like that. So, good.
Wait, hold on. There are no therapists in the Philippines. There is, but it's so rare. It's not like, it's quite rare for somebody to jump into therapy every time, they get in depression. Something like that. Like
different culture, like I said.
Different culture. Yeah. There is some therapists here, but they're nowhere to be found.
Go to Manila.
Yeah, go to Manila. Probably there is a therapist there. But they're not as popular as, outside Philippines.
Yeah. I would also advocate for online therapy,
Yeah, there is an online therapy.
But yeah. I've been hesitant to do it with the few people that I know are capable of therapy because then you've sort of burned that bridge as like a friend to friend. Now it's professional, you know, like
yeah.
I was really thinking about it, but one, I know he's going through some stuff right now, and two, I'd rather have him as a friend than a therapist.
Yeah. That too. It's a different topic to talk about, but we're so glad we could share some, some yeah, some information and stuff and personal experiences with you guys.
Yeah. Talk about some world events, talk about some real relationship stuff. I want to thank Melt in Your Mouth for the $5 super chat during the live stream.
Thank you, Melt in Your Mouth.
Quite generous.
We really appreciate it.
But I think that's it for the podcast. I think that was a really solid hour.
So we should wrap
Down
the
into some real issues.
podcast then.
Yep.
Wrap the podcast and then we could jump to our super chatters and comment and our viewers right now.
So thanks for joining us for the Mr. and Mrs. ReddX podcast. We plan to do one of these every week. If you've got stories that you'd like for us to cover, you can send that to reddxmanager@gmail.com and we'd be glad to take a look at it. That's ReddX with 2 D's in it, as if you didn't know already. But yeah, you can send in your questions, whatever. We'd be glad to cover it next week. We did get a couple today, which was super cool for our first episode. Thank you guys for being here and supporting and doing the thing you do. Follow the social medias, links in the description, everywhere this is posted. Anything you'd like to say there?
I love you so much.
I love you so much, honey.
And I love you guys so much. And thank you for watching.
I am also quite fond of you. Thank you for watching.
And yeah, let us know if you want more of this.
Amen.
Yeah, amen. Let us know.
All right. See you around. That's it.
Bye-bye? Something like that. Something like that. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.